score high, and the free kick will go to Brown.
Well, his club's at his feet, Kaczynski. Whenever the ball's at his feet, he's in trouble. They had the numbers there, St Kilda, but a bad free kick to turn the ball over.
Ben Reid started the game exceptionally well on Kaczynski.
So Brown, not a great kick. Dempster doing the defensive thing. Hayes, who imposed himself early last year, tries to run the gauntlet a bit. Revolt's first real crack. Brown at the back. McWalter, looks like he might have a job on Maxwell. Graham, so good last year. 19 kicks, 30 disposals. Kicks to half forward. Milne O'Brien, no free kick for the moment. Ray. Thomas brings him down. There's a win. And now Shaw down the line. Dawes free kick surely.
I think Dale Thomas has been synonymous with Collingwood this year. He's been the player who's taken his game to another level in both the attacking and probably more importantly the defensive side of his game.
Chris Dawes just forward of the wing. Margin just a goal. The only score in the game. Dawes inside the forward 50. A lot of Saints back there. Good thing Gardner didn't punch it. Landed on the chest of Fisher.
Take him away.
Fisher in the back pocket.
The opportunity for St Kilda now just to slow the game down. It's been playing at a breakneck speed, obviously, with Collingwood dominating. Control the tempo.
Already Fisher's third possession. Back towards the wing. Revolt attracted a crowd. Brown went down. Gilbert to Revolt. Juggles the football. Well taken by Shaw. Deftly done. Pendlebury along the line. Looking towards the middle. Cloak. Ball was stifled off the boot. Wellingham runs into a dead end. Still did well though. Wellingham. Cloak. Johnson from the 50. Long. Telling kick. I think it's home. Right on the call. Behind. Touched right on the line.
This is where's for St Kilda. Collingwood are dominating the game, but we've often seen this happen, and St Kilda can hold them out.
Having trouble getting it out.
Not
Oh.
50, not 50 in the back. Not 50 because I hadn't blown the whistle. Second whistle.
Needs a big game, Farron Ray. I reckon as Baker comes out.
Also, Bruce, just off screen before there was Nick Maxwell actually floored Nick Revolt, took him to the ground, so putting that physical pressure on early.
So Ray in the back half. Composure. It's hard to get against Collingwood, isn't it? Gwilt. Schneider and Maxwell. Maxwell decided not to mark. First real look at Goddard. Terrific tackle again. And that from Pendlebury. Maxwell inside. Beams. High flow to the centre half forward. Gardner and Wellingham. Courage from both. Blake. Didn't have a kick in the grand final last year, Blake. Had a few handballs. Dempster under pressure. Graham. Blake and Swan. You've back Swan here. Blake did really well. And then Jones hacks it. He often does. Milne chases it. And St Kilda need to take that collective deep breath.
Yeah, they do. The Collingwood pressure on the contest, on the ball carriers, just making St Kilda just a little bit shaky early.
Pulsating stuff at the moment. And probably the Magpies' dominance not reflected as yet on the scoreboard. Good news for the Saints. Knocked down by Jolly. Goddard quick hands. Hayes the high ball as the sun breaks through. Graham tracks it back. Didn't compete. Knocked down there by Tuvey. Hurried kick by Montagna. Reid backed himself. Left it behind. Schneider slips it away. Kaczynski. Virtually their first sojourn inside the forward 50. And Milne will kick a goal. Milne 20 metres out. Doesn't do anything silly. Thanks to the umpire.
There was no doubt he wanted to go on, but
turns around, kicks a goal. That's handy.
I was going to say, Tom, what we know about Stephen Milne, he doesn't like taking set shots if he's got a choice. And even then, he kicked it quickly. Sometimes you just don't let the pressure build. That's why you want to move it quickly rather than take your 20 seconds.
A good nerve settler for Stephen Milne to get the first goal. But we just saw on screen there the captain, Nick Revolt, pushing back like he does so well with the flight of the ball. Actually drew the contact from the Collingwood player and, in effect, affected a shepherd so Stephen Milne could take the uncontested mark. So Nick Revolt's up and about, moving the angles really well.
Well, he got the monkey off the back. He didn't kick a goal last year, Milne, in the grand final. He's been able to get that off the back in a hurry. Down to you, Tim.
When these sides met in round 3, the Magpies targeted Revolt. It seems to be the same again. Maxwell actually knocked him onto his backside behind play. The emergency umpire came out.
So Kazitsky in the ruck against Jolly. Wonder how many times we're going to see Kazitsky in that centre square today.
And Bruce, you spoke about Nick Walter to Maxwell. It was actually Maxwell playing on Nick Walter, but now Eddie for St Kilda's gone on to play a defensive forward role on the Collingwood captain. Just see him on to the left of screen there.
And Kazitsky's come up to do his share of the ruck work, which is going to happen as this game progresses.
So third man up was Hayes, and then Goddard. And then Goddard pushes forward. Good hands by McWalter to Peak. His run important. Well, it's not a great kick. Now, can Milne turn Johnson inside out? When your name's Ben Johnson, you're quick, aren't you? And that's a beautiful handball to Reid. It was a lovely take and a well-weighted kick to Pendlebury, who started well as he did last week. McCaffer, good hands, and then quickly onto a one-on-one. Dawes is good overhead. Well done, Gwilt, but it got away. And Blair, what a story. The only guy on the rookie list kicks the goal.
They've actually picked a pretty big defence in Kilda, haven't they? I reckon the ground level ball might trouble them a little bit. They're not bad in the air, but they haven't really got the really small defenders. Baker plays that, but he hasn't played for a long time, as we know. The crumbing balls, the Blairs, Davises, players like that, they're going to be dangerous, I think, against the Kilda defence.
Bit of a surprise to see Gwilt playing as a key defender on Dawes at the moment, so he's one who can play smaller, but he's obviously doing a taller job. Collingwood punish their opposition more than any other side on a turnover. Pete going into the forward. You've just got to hit that. And then as they've done all year, they've brought the heat back really fast down the end of the ground. Goal to young Blair. Great start for the young player.
Smallest player in the AFL, which beats the heck out of being the smallest player in the VFL. Coming through there, the hand pass from Hayes. Jones kicks it down towards half forward. The only player to make his debut this season, Jared Blair, coming through his side bottom. That's for the Magpies, of course. Maxwell smothered off the boot by a revolt. Eddie simply falls on the pack, and the umpire calls for it. Let's go down to Tim Watson on the boundary.
Confusion for the Saints down on the bench. They actually had 5 on the bench a few moments ago. Milne was told that he had to get back out on the ground. Greg Hutchison, their teammate.
Side bottom, scuffs it forward. Over the ball, Baker. That's a free kick. Well, there you go.
Sometimes the fumble helps.
Hand passes to Montagna. Kicks inside the forward 50. Attracts revolt to the footy. Step for step was Brown. Arriving quickly, Reid thumps it forward. Kazitsky went to ground. Thomas kept his head. Gives it to Maxwell.
Didak underneath, but well done by Fisher. I think he was off.
He was off.
He was. Turnover beams to Didak. To Dawes. Loves to come up the ground, Dawes, along with Cloak. Comes wide to Davis. First look at him. Third grand final for Leon. Lines it up and then floats one to fall forward. Oh, almost a brilliant mark by McCaffer. Gilbert on him. Is that out on the full?
That's the kind of shaky clearance kick that pressure does to you out of there. I mean, that was Dempster, was it, that kicked the ball out on the full? But that was just a wild kick when you've got to just hold on to the ball a little bit to try and make something of it back there.
It's in dangerous hands too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Didak. Not beyond him. About as tough as it gets for a left footer.
Oh,
For some.
What more can you say?
Does not become a critical turnover when Fisher took the mark in the middle of the ground, but when the play on and were dispossessed, that really created the scoring opportunity. So yeah, just at the moment, Collingwood looked just that much more composed in their play. St Kilda just look hurried and rushed and are making errors.
But went from being a St Kilda turnover to a Collingwood turnover and goal. That's hugely important. 13-point lead to the Pies.
Well, this is what Alan Didak's capable of. His left foot out. That's an extremely tough kick from that pocket, and that's what he's capable of. He is brilliant. Another side note, Jones has gone to Dane Swan. They've been at each other for the last couple of minutes behind play. He's definitely going to tag him now after 4 or 5 early touches for Dane.
After the bounce, scramble. Brown goes after the football in the back, is it? No, it's going to be a free kick to the Magpies, and it's going Brown's way for a throw. Chips it out wide. Swan's been terrific in the early going. The favourite for the Norm Smith goes towards the 50. Running hard is Thomas. They're putting on a clinic at the moment. Thomas.
Right on at 49.
Standing on the 49 is Peach.
A lot of St Kilda jumpers back there. There's 16 St Kilda jumpers between Thomas in the forward 50 arc. It's very hard to find a tie. It's a long shot at goal or nothing.
It'll take a very good kick from here.
You've had 20, must kick within 10.
Didak, a marvellous kick moments ago. Gardner is the big man lurking behind for the Saints. In he comes. Goes for the spiral. Well, it's untidy, but I think it's good. Oh, this could be a magpie day. This could be a magpie day. He tumbled it through. A mistake for 6 points.
Now that is one of the absolute cardinal sins in your back line. You never really know how the ball's going to spin, but that's one part of the ground that you want to have protected right along the goal line there. Obviously a bit of a mongrel punt. Went for the torp on that occasion, Dale Thomas, but might be those footy gods, Lee.
It looked like they had the protection. It just wobbled through. It wasn't a good-looking spiralling torpedo, but it just made it.
Yeah, just dropped short there.
This, he just doesn't hit it well, does he? It's a wobbly. But if you kick the ball hard in the middle, thick part of the footy, it'll keep going.
Well, plan A hasn't worked, Lee. Plan B for St Kilda now, because this is just where they didn't want to be.
Yeah, it's not plan A. They're going to start winning the footy and being a bit more composed with ball in hand. I mean, at the moment, Collingwood have started the game like they normally do. And St Kilda are immediately on the back foot.
Got that on the ankle.
There's only one word for that. That's a mongrel punt, isn't it?
6 points.
Over the ground. Brendan got a kick and out of zone assist, holding the man.
And the Saints need a few of these, don't they?
I'm not sure if it was again, but he was thrown to the ground. Paid from out of zone. It's good help.
So
Time on.
Goddard in very short to Dal Santo. First time we've called him. Out wider, Fisher. We played on a moment ago. I say a moment ago. It seems a moment ago. A few minutes back. That's a poor kick as well. Floating, gave Revolt no chance. And Shaw took an easy mark. To Maxwell. And it's early going, but the Saints need the next goal. Their backs are firmly planted against the wall in the early stages of this grand final. Beams. So there's no nerves from these young pies. To
Tuvey runs it up towards the wing. Miscues with a kick, terrible. Jones took the mark, slips a hand pass away. Baker